First oil change for the C6 Grand Sport, which is a dry sump tank. So we have to have 2 screws on there, which is why I have 2 of these 13 mil NIDA magnetic M12-175s. I'm going to put these in, and the magnets are in there just to identify any potential metals floating around. I do have all these extra gaskets for future. So if you're just replacing, you're not changing out the actual bolts themselves, but if you're just changing oil and using the same bolts, then you're going to want to get some of these. And there you go. You can see the part number and whatnot there from Dorman, and I think that's pretty standard. 5W30 going in there. This is the standard accepted oil. I have a Canon filter here, which has this handy dandy little wrenching deal, although I think it's like a 25 or 26 mil, or maybe it's Imperial, but I'm just going to use this since I don't have a socket big enough. And then we have a 13 mil here, which is used for these, and hopefully we'll get off the old ones. So we'll see beyond the oil pan and a drip catcher and some other stuff what else we may need, but let's get on with the job. I honestly don't know if there's a method to the madness. So I'm just going to start with this one. And this one, interestingly, is 15 mil, so hopefully I have the right replacement lugs here. Otherwise, I'll be replacing these and just putting new gaskets behind there. Okay. And these have clearly been tightened down more than probably 17 or 20 pounds of foot-pounds it's supposed to be. Wow. Yeah, let's try this one. Okay. Let's go get a socket here. So yeah, brief interlude. Let's hope this guy gives me a little bit more bang for my buck here. Set this down. There we go. Just putting a little forward pressure on until it's fully loose, because I think this is harder than I want it to be, so the less on me the better. All right, wasn't too dramatic. Let's get this one loosened here. There we go. So we'll slide over here. Try and not go. Is it gonna miss if I do that? Is this thing big enough? Yeah. Let's try it like this. Alrighty. Just had it start to catch. Hopefully you can see that there. Oops. Oh, gotta get the air, breathe. There you go, there's a reminder. See these breathers? You get on these cans, make sure you open them. That way you don't get that little burping effect. All right, I'm gonna go up top now. release the oil cap filler so we can let it all run out. There we go. Seems to be coming if you get it right. Now these do have a lot of oil contained in them, so do be careful with that. When you're pulling it out, there's going to be a lot of mess potential. I wonder if I can get on my hand now. Oh, that feels warm. Not good. This is why I got the version of this filter this time with the socket on the bottom, the smaller socket, because then I can get to it better, wrench it. All right, you can see the oil starting to seep. So let's see if I can do this without any major burns coming my way. Again, good idea to push up. Alright, I'm going to let it run a second because it is hot, and then I'll get the rest of it. And yes, I realize, not ideal for me to do it this way, so don't have to worry. I already figured that out. So this is the bad thing about filters that sit this way. The good thing is you can preload them with oil, which I think there's multiple schools of thought on whether that matters, but I like to start it with oil in. Sure, not fundamentally different. Alright, so let's let all this seep out for a while and we'll come back and shut it all down. I'm going to experiment with my pouring skills, even though I already know better than to put myself on the spot like this. Maybe I could lose 5 quarts all over my counter and spend the rest of my life cleaning up oil. But my plan is to just get this, halfway full, nothing crazy. Just a little more. And then I'm just gonna get my finger in there and just lubricate this gasket or seal here. And then we're gonna go set it under the car. All right, so it's been about, say 5 or 10 minutes. And sorry about all the movement. I'll use the other camera where it's bad. I'm gonna clean this up here. I'm gonna put the new one in, and this one I'm gonna torque down to 18 foot-pounds. I know some people believe that, just snug is good, but, they put a number out there. I have an ability to meet it, so that's what I'm gonna do. And it looks like these magnetic guys are gonna fit, so that's good news there. There is that gasket on there which came with these, but okay, that one. Let's just do a little quick wipe here. I know it'll keep dripping, but sorry, I didn't realize I'm moving you around, but hopefully the other shot works, we'll see. Okay, and then I've got my torque Goober set to 18 foot-pounds here. Very small socket, but this kind of weight should be fine. Make sure it's on. Let's see if we can see how much it's saying. Wow, really don't have leverage. I'm only getting 14 pounds. All right, there we go. Now let's do this one. All right, those two are torqued in. I will go and get the filter on there. All right, so cleaned up all this. On the underside, these two nuts are locked in. Here's our half-filled filter. Let's get this oil out of the way. Around. And we'll thread this on here. We'll get it hand snug, and then maybe go a quarter turn more. I think there is like a 20 foot-pound recommendation, but because I don't have the right socket, I'm not gonna be able to meet that. And so I'll check it, of course, but that's that. Let's put this guy in here. No Gorilla tight here, just till, there we go, I like that. Clean everything off. And then all we gotta do now is go up top, fill it up. All right, I don't think anyone's struggling too much with filling it up. Just know that on the passenger side, far passenger side, in these dry sump models, that's where your filler is, using the recommended Mobile One 5W30, and it's going to take 10.5 quarts, and that's a lot. And that's because we have the dry sump, and it's definitely worth checking out which model you have, because the manual transmission Grand Sport 2011 takes 10.5 quarts, whereas a lot of the non-dry sump models, which is the same year in auto transmission and non-Grand Sports, is maybe 6 quarts. Again, check your figures there. So this is gonna consume 2 of these large 5-quart tubs, and maybe a skosh more depending on how much of it got emptied on the bottom. So I'll speed up this, but definitely pay attention to the volume. That's all there is to it for an oil change on a C6 Grand Sport 2011 manual transmission Corvette. So lots of things to keep in mind if you're doing this task. Make sure you've figured out exactly what your capacity is. As it turned out, I was a little bit over on the dipstick with these 10 quarts. So I poured the oil back into these canisters just to see how much off I was. And it looks like if I'm over, it's by a quart max, probably half a quart. And that was putting 10 quarts in there on a 10.5 capacity. So I'm gonna assume I'm okay. And we'll keep on getting this thing sorted. Talk to you soon, everyone. Thanks for checking in. Thumbs up, comments below. Be well, be memorable. Ciao.